Waniki Sak, Natasuis, Melissa Ferretti, Nu Tomas, Si Quanamak Wapakwit, Natai Patuxit, Kanatai Bornut. What I've said to you is good day. My name is, or I am called, Melissa Ferretti. I am from, or my genealogy is, Herring Pond, Wampanoag. I am from Plymouth, and I now live in Bourne. I am a 38-year resident here in Bourne, and I'm really honored to be here to share a little bit for the 100th anniversary of the Jonathan Bourne Public Library in my dual role. So I am the chairwoman of the Herring Pond Wampanoag tribe, and I also serve as the chair of the select board here in the town of Bourne, in which we all live and where our library sits today. In my dual roles, I always say that I walk in two worlds. One of my worlds is rooted in the history and stories of my people, and the other is shaped by the ever-changing and ever-evolving story of this town of Bourne in which we live, again. Every time I walk through the doors of the Jonathan Bourne Public Library, you do enter a world all its own. Some of my fondest memories of the Bourne Public Library, go back decades to the days when my boys were two small little boys, eager to get their very first library cards, standing before the circulation desk, their eyes sparkling, right, with excitement, and certain that those tiny plastic cards were like gold. We knew that would help us embark on countless adventures. From that moment, though, on, it was a tradition. We came back, and those trips to the library led to bedtime stories and school projects and just endless discoveries behind those large stacks of books that they would take. And I'm not sure if there was a max amount of books that they could check out, but they surely took as many as they could fit in their bags at the time. So I remember those days of having to gather up, 16 books for each child and try to figure out where they were. And surely they always came home to the library. So they did good there. So now, today, I find myself here at the library sharing that same tradition with my grandchildren. I have 4 grandchildren, and it's amazing to see their little faces and how excited their tiny hands are when they get in that children's room and they're able to pick their books. Again, filling the bags with the max amount of books that they can check out. Or I'm not sure, again, if there is a max amount of books, but they sure do get as many as possible. And again, we run through the house trying to gather them all up so that we can get them back safely to their home here at the library. So moving on to the tribal traditions, our traditions are places that we hold great weight on storytelling. And it's how we pass language and values and memories from one generation to the next. So for tribal citizens, these generations of people that were born and raised here in Bournedale, in the Valley, and what is known to the tribe as the Valley, but all to you again as Bournedale. Many of our tribal citizens, including my father and his father's father, were born in the Valley, not in a hospital. So those histories trace back, a century, right, to the first schools and to the first classrooms at the grammar school here in Bourne. And so every voice in that story, I feel, is important to this tapestry of Bourne that we live in. My uncles and my Uncle Pepper, who just passed this past year, spoke a lot about the town and his memories here, graduating here. My Aunt Hazel and others that you may hear from in some of these stories throughout this time. So, as we move on, every voice matters. And just as Jonathan Bourne's daughters envisioned when she gifted this space to our town, to create a place where the next generation of storytellers will continue and shape our shared history. So that is it. And aho, it is done.